Fayette County judicial system will soon be losing one of its longtime members. Fayette County Judge Ralph C. Warman announced recently that he's going to be stepping down from the bench effective July 2nd. And certainly, while maybe some people have worked longer with the Fayette County judicial system, few people have ever worked longer hours or harder than Judge Warman did. He was started out as an assistant district attorney, first administrative assistant district attorney back in 1976, and performed that job till 1987. And in that job, it was basically handled the paperwork, kind of the nitty-gritty. It's not really a glamorous job, but it's one that's very necessary for the wheels of justice to move slowly, and Ralph certainly did a good job there. Then in 1987, the district attorney, Gerald Solomon, decided to run for county judge. So there was an opening for the district attorney's office. Ralph ran. He lost, however, and then was out of the office for 4 years. But during that time, some problems developed in the office, and there was cases that were dismissed because the paperwork hadn't been done and that sort of thing, and ended up where the judges, and they never really gave a reason, but they asked the district attorney at the time to step down. So Ralph ended up running for the office in 1991, won, and then brought in a team of experienced veteran prosecutors who ended up getting the office back in order and things getting back on track. And then in 1995, he ran unopposed for the election. He had done such a good job. And then in 1996, there was a vacancy on the Fayette County bench, and Governor Tom Ridge at the time appointed Ralph to the Fayette County bench. And a year later, he ran for the seat and won, and then was retained 10 years later. So. But during that time, Ralph was known for working long hours, and as a judge, he always was very methodical in handling his hearings and trials, making sure that everybody got a fair shake and the jurors understood what was going on. And he was often seen leaving the courthouse late at night, and so he really did. He really was dedicated himself to the jobs in the Fayette County judicial system. And he said he actually could have stayed. He was only 68, the mandatory retirement is 70, but he just felt that he had enough. And he did note that the caseload has increased dramatically, almost doubling since when he first started back in 1996. And drugs, he said, have just been a terrible, terrible problem, and it seems to keep growing and growing, and nothing anybody does seems to be able to combat it. But despite the long hours and everything, Ralph, you could hear his voice being heard, to hear his laugh particularly reverberated throughout the Fayette County courthouse. You could hear it down the hall. He had a very loud laugh and was always often seen laughing, sharing jokes, telling stories, and that sort of thing. So it's kind of hard to believe that he's been such a presence that you won't be hearing that laughter, or won't be around to see him too much. One other thing too, he was always very good at mentoring young attorneys and trying to work with them, trying to help them get better. So it will be odd not to see him or to hear him. However, he still might be around somewhat as a senior judge. He's expressed concern that maybe he could be possibly be involved with DUI cases, drunk driving cases. One of the other things was that there is hope that there would be an appointment to fill Judge Warman's term till the next municipal elections, which will be held next year. However, the state Supreme Court has expressed concern about costs and budgetary reasons, and they've actually asked Governor Tom Corbett to not make any appointments, that in these cases let the vacancies lapse and fill in with senior judges, which could be a problem though for Fayette County, because at the end of this year, Judge Solomon will be reaching the age of 70, and he will have to step down. So if no appointments are made next year, all you're going to have is the 3 full-time regular judges plus the senior judge, Comrade Capuzzi. So it's possible that maybe Judge Solomon and Judge Warman may have to play a bigger role than maybe you originally thought, particularly if they can't appoint anybody to fill the vacancies. But it does shape up next year is certainly going to be an interesting year with 2 judgeships on the line. You have to think that a lot of attorneys will be lining up. It could be the first time, and certainly in recent history, where you've had 2 judgeships open in the same year. So that should be pretty interesting. There was kind of one silver lining in our research of this. There have been some concern that perhaps maybe Fayette County might lose the judgeship, which would be pretty bad news considering the dramatic increase in crime that we're seeing. But it turns out that it would be up to the state legislature to cut the judgeships. And we're pretty certain that our local legislators would fight pretty hard and would make sure that wouldn't happen. So I think, you can look forward to probably after next year, and once the 2 judges are elected, for things to kind of get back to normal. But the thing is no matter who is elected to replace Judge Warman, certainly will have some pretty big shoes to fill. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At theherald-standard.com, our mission is to provide news, information, and services to enable our communities to prosper. Every day, we strive to achieve this goal through 3 dynamic products. Wake up each morning to a copy of the Herald-Standard.com newspaper delivered to your home. Enjoy the e-edition and exact replica of our print product on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Or secure unlimited access to our full-coverage digital news site online at heraldstandard.com. One local news leader, 3 great options.
Okay, well, remember, certainly welcome any letters to the editor, any comments you have, just send them to M. O'Keefe at heraldstandard.com, or you can send them to heraldstandard.com, 8-18 Church Street, Uniontown, PA 15401. Just be sure to please list your name, your phone number. We don't print anonymous letters, and we have to have your phone number to verify that you wrote it. So we're looking forward to hear what you might have to say about this issue or any other issues out there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later.